Alright, I should be live now. Hopefully it is working. Hey there, shit, I can't even read the name properly because I had to squint. Actually, no, I should have the chat up already. Fuck, did I just open up another window? Yes, I did. So, hey there, Curran. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. This is gonna be a live stream because I am too busy to, make a formal video about this. Actually, what are the tags on this? I need to check that out too. I don't know if I properly put the right tags in here. Let me lower down the music. Let me get rid of this. Apparently... No, I didn't put the right tags for this. Live JP MMORPG, then I said that. New games. I should also say New Genesis. Rant. Live. Oh well, Livestream is in there. Opinion. I already have a bunch of stuff into tags. Wrapping up. Alright, so volume seems fine and all that, so let me get started. Here's the thing. I understand that there are pros and cons to this game. And I'm trying to stay as neutral, but it's hard to do that because I am influenced. If you were new, if you have not played Phantasy Star and all that, I can see the appeal for this game. There's a few pros to this. I already talked about this in other videos. And I'm just gonna repeat it. Like I said in the other videos, the pros to this, especially since it's not updating as quickly, is the fact that you have time to play other games. This game is not as demanding in terms of maintenance. You can easily hit end game and get all the gear that you need, and you will be fine for months maybe. In terms of the updates, the big ones especially, it will take a couple months before it kicks in. Now, will it have the same sort of effect and glory that it did like in previous Phantasy Stars? That will depend on if you have been exposed to it. And since I've been exposed to Phantasy Star Online 2, it's not a giant leap, and it's not like a giant change. Now, once again, this game is very laid back. It's not demanding. The maintenance for it is not as high. The only reason why you would want to try to stay up to date with the game is because of the cosmetics and all the fashion stuff. But let me point out something. when I was playing Phantasy Star Online 2 back then, I was trying to play the game as actively as possible. Now, because of work and me doing some other things, it has kind of tied up in my gaming sort of stuff, or like YouTube. Let me show you the login history. If there's a certain game that I like, I will try to log in every day. This is where I start to fall down. In August. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah, that is August, isn't it? You can see that my login times haven't been as tight. Especially from August 28th, 2021 to September 29th, 2021. Actually, wait, hold up. Yeah, as you can see, there's also a weak time span as well with some of these because I just didn't want to... Well, there wasn't anything I can do because I already burned through a lot of stuff for New Genesis. Now, Phantasy Star Online 2 is a different story. I can still go back to it and play it as the classic OG game that it is. And let me also pull up the chat menu so I can also see what you guys are saying. But the big thing is, like, with how the game is right now, I'm not going to be supporting it as much. And that will be seen through, obviously, my YouTube channel. You haven't seen a good chunk of videos of me talking about New Genesis. Now, I will still play Phantasy Star Online 2 because, once again, I see them as separate games. And especially with Phantasy Star Online 2, there's a lot more content in that because that is 8 years worth. And the big thing that I feel like SEGA missed out on is emphasizing and advertising for old PSO2. Why? Because there's 8 years of content, and not only that, there's a lot of goodies that you can get. However, there's still a glaring difference from that of Global and JP that pissed me off, because Global actually, they don't have the 2021 shop. They have a few items from our 2021 shop, but they don't have a bunch of the stuff that you can easily get in terms of cosmetics. And not only that, once again, Global kind of did a certain approach way that I wasn't a big fan of. Instead of having some of the fun items in the fun scratch, they placed them in the battle pass, which now limits it to whenever that limit pass was kicking in. But yeah, this is my login history. I haven't been playing the game as thoroughly because I was kind of on a boycott. I was kind of on, I don't really want to play this because of because of the things that I've seen. And this is kind of an approach, a way to kind of give SEGA a heads up, like saying, hey, you need to change something. But if SEGA's not willing to listen and listen to their fan base, listen to their community, listen to their players who consume and play the game, then there's no point in trying to support them. Now, this will most likely, once again, as the title says, I'm ranting about it and wrapping up my talk on New Genesis. Will I play New Genesis? Maybe, but you may not see a stream for it or a form of video. And note that when it comes to videos about this, I don't think I will continue the stuff that I did like how I did in Phantasy Star Online 2, because the game is so easy that you can jump into it and it's not that hard, it's not that complicated to try to do certain things. Now, in terms of marketing and stuff, that might be a different story, but even then, it's kind of simple. It's not that bad. It's not that demanding. It doesn't need you to understand all these little snippets like how it was back in base PSO2. Now, I don't want to do this because I really like each one of my characters that I have in my account. However, I'm still finicky about the goddamn the new graphics. Now, some people can work with it and some of them are fine. It's just that I personally cannot get behind it, and some of them, I don't know, some of my characters, for example, the two big ones that I really like, Zillion and Zillion Sherelle, they can't translate well into the new Genesis stuff. Yes, give it some time, and if I have the right cosmetics and the right eye stuff and all that jazz, I could actually pull it off. But it lose whatever they have, and I hate how I have to kind of convert it. I've been toying around with the new sort of face, and especially when I look at it from afar, it doesn't look nice. I'm trying to change Undead Girl, but I need to change her name for one, and that costs AC, and I'm not giving any goddamn money to SEGA anymore. Now, I'm gonna do one last scratch pull because the Halloween stuff that they have, I am interested in getting some of this stuff, but that is pretty much it. Like, Undead Girl, she was an experiment. I was trying to do something with her. She looks okay, but I really don't like the aesthetic that I give off. With Lauren Hook, she was able to pull it off a bit better, but it took me a while to actually get this. But even then, I feel like something's off with her design or something. Every one of my other characters I could try to work with, or I may not even toy around with. Like, with my cast characters, I could most likely do something with the new cast parts if I find the right one. This Shadow Zero is pretty much my Space Marine. Shadow is easy to work with because he just needs to cover up his face and most of his body. In terms of the outfit and look I want to go for, New Genesis does not have it yet. Give it some time. But yeah, here's the thing about the new graphics. It's like, yeah, it's definitely new graphics, but I cannot sit behind some of the cosmetic stuff or just the look of it. Like, it looks nice, especially if you like that heavy anime feel. personally for me, I'm not like I can dig the anime stuff. It's just that some of my characters, I want them to have the certain look that I want them to have, and with the old PSO2 stuff, it allowed me to have a bit of leeway. Hell, there's a short clip that I had of Nanyers. If you don't know her, she's a VTuber, Soldier VTuber, English VTuber, and I actually got her to notice me over in Global PSO2. She liked my character design. Hell, I could actually pull that up later if you guys are interested. But the thing is, I have a lot of stuff from base PSO2 that can still work in New Genesis, and there's no dire need for me to change and spend so much money. Granted that I do want the motion stuff, but I could try to ignore that because some of it's behind paywall, and I don't really want to spend as much, especially once again when a game doesn't go down the right path. The fact that they did so many things I've been hearing on my Discord, seeing all the new terms of service, and then hearing all the stuff that they're doing, and they're suppressing a lot of freedom of speech because, you know, some people are really criticizing it and they're trying to give their opinions and solutions, but Sega's not going to have it. And I kind of saw this coming because the moment that Sega wasn't on board with like what we were trying to tell them, it's like Sega's gonna do what we can. Sega is gonna do what they want to do, and we barely have any sort of power with that. The reason why I like the past, especially with Phantasy Star Online 2, is because the different directors that led, some of them listened. The big one that I really liked was in episode 2 and 3. Note that he also directed episode 1 as well, but I wasn't there for episode 1. But it was a bit tedious. Some of the stuff was a lot more grindier, but here's the thing. The guy listened, and he could have locked a lot of the foreigners from Phantasy Star Online 2 in the past, because especially if you're not familiar with the DDoS event, DDoS actually made JP Sega lock foreigners out. But then they opened it up again because most likely they want more activity, and then not only that, we were kind of giving them a bit of money because, you know, foreigners liked the game and they wanted to get the certain fashion items without having to grind so heavily in like tacos, time attack client orders, which was a pain in the ass because those things took an hour or so, especially if you have multiple characters. That can take half of a fucking day. But yeah, it's just that with New Genesis, I understand like it's not entirely bad, but at the same time people will say it's entirely bad because of their exposure to previous Phantasy Stars. Like, I will say that New Genesis isn't really New Genesis, and what bugs me the most, and the reason why I always come back to this damn title, is because of the name itself, New Genesis. If it's new, it has to be fucking new. And in terms of the definition of what Genesis is, let me pull up Google's definition of Genesis, because this bothers the living shit out of me when they use words like this. Now, it's a catchy title for sure, and it's gonna stick and it's gonna blur out. But do not use a word and not back it up. Like, here's the thing. Genesis as a name, well, that's not what I want. I wanted the definition of Genesis. Genesis is more of a I can't even say it. It's like a religious meaning behind it. Some former the beginning of something is the origin, a book about the genesis of civil rights movements, the origin or coming into being of something. Like, the thing is, it's new. And the problem with New Genesis is that it's not really new, because it's piggybacking off of Phantasy Star Online 2. The big prime example of this is all the classes that you see: Hunter, Ranger, Force, Fighter, Gunner, Techer. They're classes that you see in Phantasy Star Online 2. What I was hoping for New Genesis to do was not use those same things. They're recycling stuff, and I don't like it when you have a title that's like New Genesis and they're recycling things. I want them to move away from that. It would have been nice for them to revive some of the old stuff from other Phantasy Star games with their certain classes, or do something. But yeah, anyways, I was supposed to stay on the plus sides about New Genesis. The thing is, if you're new, you want to get into an easy MMORPG. Well, some of you guys might even debate about that term, MMORPG, for this game. I'm gonna say this: it is an MMORPG. It's anime related in a way. So if you want to get into an easy game without having to worry about as much maintenance and just getting into the end game stuff, getting into fashion and all that jazz, New Genesis can provide that. And not only that, you don't need to worry about like giant updates that you have to be on point with weekly or bi-weekly. It's gonna take some time before anything big kicks in, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to farm and grind and all that. So there's the plus sides right there, and the big one is the fact that you can play other games while still playing this game and have this on the side. But that's what bothers me the most. It's not my primary game. And once again, what bothers me the most is like all the things I already stated, like in the very beginning of this live stream video. It doesn't evolve from what it is. Now, give it time, yeah, it will get to that stage and point. PSO2 wasn't that grand as well, but there was a difference in terms of how PSO2 did it and then New Genesis. Now, it's a bit unfair for me to do this sort of comparison, but at the same time, like PSO2, I feel like there's so many factors that you have to point out. The big one is the fact that back when PSO2 was updating itself, not a lot of foreigners knew about this game. It was back in 2012 when the demand wasn't as high. So it's dumb that New Genesis is evolving from it, and especially with the certain director that used to direct episode 4 and 5 as well, should have been able to at least push some new innovative things. The one new thing that they have is like the gigantic stuff, which is nice, but I feel like it doesn't really shine out as much compared to, I don't know what's actually giant and new from here. They dumb down a lot of stuff, and that goes into certain mentalities and how societies are nowadays. And this kind of relates to how I think about my work as well. Alright, so before I go any further, let me try to catch up with chat. So, I don't know if I can, micromanage 2 accounts on 2 different servers. Note that I am playing on Japanese PSO2. Oh well, New Genesis. And I was over there on global for a bit, but I don't know if I can maintain the 2. And Abby's like, I literally been telling you that. Now if you dodging the truth, I borrowed. Well, here's the thing. I was hoping that eventually they'd get out of it, but it's not getting to that point. And not only that, it's just going down the fucking drain. Not only that, it's not just this game. A lot of games are borrowing off of each other in a sense. And it's, I don't know, it's not interesting as much anymore to play a lot of these games. Now, I'll go a bit more into like, well, no, it's not MMORPG, it's a gacha. I don't even know. It's, I guess you could describe it like that, but SEGA slapped it as an MMORPG, I'll give it that. But at the same time, SEGA barely listens to us anyway, so fuck them. Excuse my language. Also, it's a fair when they had a long time. Yeah, well, I'm very confused about this sort of shit that was going on in the forums, and then why they're restricting a lot of stuff, because it's dumb. And when they say they have a new team running New Genesis, it's like, so you're telling me they dumped all the shit that they did throughout all the other Phantasy Stars and just start over with a clean slate? They're not even looking at all the past Phantasy Stars and trying to improve or at least evolve a lot of the old concept into something that's current and better. It's like, take the affix system. If you took a bunch of the fucking RNG away from the affix system, it would have been interesting to have so many different approaches to get to 100% or get the certain augments and affixes. But no, they dumped it out greatly, and this can kind of reflect on society in general, because especially with what I had to fucking deal with at work, it's annoying that I can now understand how these different mentalities that people are having nowadays just kind of reflect on the shit that people are doing this time and age. It's a pain in my ass to actually see it, because a lot of people are being lazy now. A lot of people are being casuals, I guess, or like they want stuff to be easy. Not everyone likes that though, mind you, but at the same time, a game, I don't know, because I can't vouch this for everyone. I can personally say, hey, look, there's a video game that could definitely catch my interest if it goes out of the norm, or if it is difficult, or if it gives me that adrenaline because I'm fighting against something epic and I have an urge, a sudden desire to beat the shit out of it. With New Genesis, it just took away a lot of its core aspects that make Phantasy Star and just say, hey, look, let's start a new clean slate and pretend that we don't even know what Phantasy Star Online 2 is. And in terms of advertising for New Genesis, I feel like they left a lot of things that they could have done, like smart approaches to it, but it's hard to support a game, once again, when the company isn't listening to its player base. Now, yeah, they have a plan. Yeah, they'll get to wherever they want to get to. Yeah, it could shine in due time, but how long is that? And how many players are still going to be active followers? Sega already lost a good chunk of followers that played Phantasy Star. Some people that I know that played some of the previous one, like New Genesis. I have not played a bunch of Phantasy Star games. The only one that I played are the portables, and then that of Phantasy Star Online 2. And most of my experience was from Phantasy Star Online 2. But with New Genesis, it's just that it's not that amazing. I played a good chunk of MMORPGs. This is not the only one. I played a bit of Terra. I played Dungeon Fighter Online. I played Blade and Soul. I played some other old MMORPGs. But it's some of those old MMORPGs have a system in place where it's unique because of it. I can talk about Dungeon Fighter Online, for example, because Dungeon Fighter Online, it is very straightforward and easy, but at the same time, there's a difficulty curve depending on what you're doing. There are some classes that are definitely hard, and there are a number of classes that you can go to, but you also need to make a bunch of different characters for that, and it does promote the need for different characters. The fact that New Genesis decided to take out that concept of having multiple characters equals benefits or equals more activity, it's dumb because they just took out a reason for you to keep playing. For Phantasy Star Online 2, if you haven't played during that time, the reason why you want multiple characters is because you can get away, or you can get a lot of Meseta over there. You could be exposed to different classes, so you can save a bunch of your money, or do investments, and then do so many other things. Use them as storage space, etc, etc. Over here, there's only so many benefits to having so many characters. Sega has been literally doing a similar crappy... Well, yeah, it is. And not only that, now fucking Genshin is... Well, MiHoYo is kind of doing that, especially with the anniversary event and what I've been hearing with how they're treating their players now. It's like, MiHoYo, I liked you, but now I'm having doubts about you. And it's sad that these companies are going down that route. It's like, why are they not listening? The one company that I was actually impressed with, when I was playing Pokemon Go, Niantic, the company that runs Pokemon Go, they did something stupid, and a lot of the players actually boycotted and did a petition to get it. Well, one, they wanted change. One, they wanted the stuff that they took out. And three, they were having a lot of voices behind it. And I think it got number 2 in terms of the tweets, in terms of its trend. And I would want New Genesis to go on that as well. But the problem is there's so... Well, I feel like a good majority are kind of on the side of there needs to be more, but at the same time, there's no huge motivation push to really go with it. And even then, people are already boycotting and not playing New Genesis because of all this crap that they're doing, which is good. I am, once again, this is going to be the last video where I will showcase New Genesis. If it does pick up steam and if it does change, I might get back into it. But you're not going to see as many videos on New Genesis from here on out. Constantine says, I played PSO2 every day from global launch up to 1 month prior to New Genesis. I spent so much money supporting the game, and with the way they moved to New Genesis, I feel burned. I felt it was a cash grab from the get-go. I feel Sega took advantage. Yeah, I feel like that too. Abby kind of pointed out in the past. It's not like I didn't listen to what a lot of other people pointed out. It's just that I wanted to see change, and I was kind of hoping for Sega to do it, but no. I feel like the director is the big influence to this sort of negativity. Because if it was the OG director that did episode 1 through 3, or even the episode 6 director, I feel like it would have been a bit better. But right now, it's a giant fucking no. And it's sad that, like, it's boiling down to it. Hopefully they do get a new director. I mean, I think there was a video talking about, like, hiring a new director or getting someone new. And hopefully they do start making changes. But the big thing is, especially with the title, it's bugging the living shit out of me because it's not really new. They're recycling stuff. Obviously, it was going to happen. But at the same time, I didn't want so many goddamn things from base PSO2 to be tossed into New Genesis. Once again, it's kind of like setting expectations, but I don't give two shits anymore. It's like, I wanted them to prove me wrong, but they didn't. So it's like, well, shit. Like, the moment August came around, end of August, I guess. Actually, no, when did I last seriously play this? I think it was in the beginning of August. Like, I just stopped. I just stopped. Like, I could do weekly stuff and try to get money and just save up, but I don't know. I can't. I'll still play it, but most likely I'll be playing on Phantasy Star Online too, because once again, there's a lot of stuff that I still haven't finished over there, and there's a lot of stuff I can still explore and have fun with compared to whatever I'm dealing with in New Genesis. And it's... I think there was one thing that caught my attention in terms of, like, saying stuff. I don't know. The fact that the big thing that really irked me is how they just decide to ignore all their improvements that they did in episode 6 and say, like, hey, let's start with a clean slate, when they have, once again, so much experience. They've done so many other games, and it's like, they're not using that. Why are they using it? Is it because it's tied to a global... And also, going back to the topic with the, what is it? With the foreigners as well. I feel like they did get a bit too high about all the money that they were getting from all these players playing on the global scale. I feel like that kind of blindsided them. And obviously, especially with how they released that term of service now, talking about, like, your account might get deleted because of this. Yeah. I feel like they can't maintain that crap. The fact that they had to destroy or get rid of their arcade should have hinted at that, but I feel like SEGA just pushed it too hard, and then they gambled too hard as well. Especially with how they saw their success with Genshin, but those games are completely different. And especially with SEGA having a lot... I mean, MiHoYo had a good chunk of experience too before the Genshin release, because they have Honkai. But it's like, they still didn't learn about certain things. The big one that I'm kind of surprised about with Honkai and then Genshin is, like, some of their different battle animations and then the pity system, because especially with the weapons, it is notorious to try to pull for weapon banners over there in Genshin. And with New Genesis and PSO2, it's like they're just recycling a bunch of shit. Some of this stuff is very familiar, some of this stuff is like... We had this in base PSO2, but now you're upgrading it to New Genesis where you're trying to force players to spend money on it. And obviously I'm not a big fan of that, because that's just lazy work. But the big thing is, once again, is kind of the gameplay as well, because obviously if you play a game, you want to actually play the game and do something in the game. But, like, New Genesis did introduce some new things, but it's not big enough to the point where it just overwrites that of Phantasy Star Online 2. So I could go on and on, but that's pretty much what I wanted to say about this. Like, I can go into very specific things if you guys want to see some things. I'm still irked at how there's fucking differences with global and JP. The big one, if I go to base PSO2 and show you the 2021 shop, you guys on global don't have this shop. And it's nice to have the 2021 shop because it allows players to get free shit without having to spend money. Because right now, if you want to try to play... Well, you can play this game without spending. It's just that in terms of the fashion aspect, you might be tempted to spend. And I don't want you guys to spend, especially if you are trying to get SEGA to listen and want them to try to change whatever the fuck they're doing. Because right now, all New Genesis is trying to be a bunch of fucking gacha with fashion. And there's no new content. Like, some people will say, yeah, New Genesis isn't an MMORPG because it's just focusing on a shit ton of fashion. You can see that in the advertisement. Oh wait, did Scar mention clean up shit again? I know Scar did speak earlier. Yo, Commander Shepherd. Yeah, I need to take out some stuff in the Discord server. I'll most likely hand a bit of power to Scar. Yeah, the big thing about the combat too is that there's no combat. There's no, yeah. The combat and well, what was it called? I can't even remember the technical name for it. Cancel animations. There we go. Yeah, that's not a thing in New Genesis. Not as heavily. But yeah, the 2021 shop over here. Once again, free stuff if you do a couple of quests over there in base PSO2. You can get this free stuff. Now, is it New Genesis related? No. And what annoys me too is that they don't give free stuff for New Genesis. It's like, why is there no fun scratch or a free-to-play method to get shit over there? And I guess I'll go back to New Genesis since this video is supposed to be emphasizing heavily on New Genesis. It is I heard Scar. Yeah, so I'll most likely give you a bit of power tonight. I do need to get rid of some sections because some of the channel tabs aren't as used. Well, here's, like, yeah, you could play a different, MMORPG. I'm not, but here's the thing, I'm not doing that, because once I get into another new game, I will try to get into it, and then I'm gonna have a bunch of information stuck in my head, and I don't really want to use most of my brain for, I mean, I could always revisit that later, but for now, no, because I need to focus later on some other things in real life, and like, I'll still play this game. Well, not New Genesis, PSO2. But other than that, I'm not getting into other MMORPGs because the bad thing with me is that I can't micromanage the living I can't do what I did in the past. Because in the past, I used to play so many MMORPGs, but I wasn't able to make videos on them. I'm surprised this block is full. I'll go back to 6. But yeah, obviously, Final Fantasy 14 can give you a lot more worth because here's the thing. Final Fantasy 14 has a good fucking company that listens to their people. Not only that, they have a lot of years worth, and not only that, they make sure that if you're new to the game, you have the stuff you need to at least get through some of the other things. And not only that, there's a lot more players in each of these different sections, so you are not alone. The problem with PSO2 is that they never fix that damn issue, where if there are new players, there's only a few players who would backtrack and help those who need help. I went out of my way, some players in JP went out of their way to help those lower level players. Like, example of it is like mining base, because not a lot of people did mining base back then. Or if you did do mining base, it was on the higher difficulties because there's so many rewards and drops that you would want to do. But sometimes, like, no one would do those lower level runs, and then most people that are new to the game, they don't have the best of gear to go into it, and they sometimes succeed, sometimes they barely pass, or they just fail and they get frustrated, then they leave the game. There's so many things that SEGA hasn't fine-tuned. The big thing that I wanted SEGA to do, especially with PSO2, is just give a bunch of free stuff. Now, you can get free stuff from the titles and if you work on it, but that's if you work on it. There should be a way to kind of cut down these shortcuts. You don't need to spend so many keys to just level up in base PSO2 anymore. There should be a quest where it just power levels you to a certain level so you can do the story and then have something else to just bump you up again. It's like they didn't fine-tune it. They just dumped everything. They dumped everything for New Genesis, which is stupid. Because, once again, Phantasy Star Online 2 has a lot of potential, but they miss out on it. I feel like in terms of the advertisement and promotions, they could have done several different approaches. Why not reach out to the community, talk to the players, talk to those artists that know how to fucking draw and do a bunch of stuff and pay them and give them their promotion ad and whatnot. Genshin did that. For example, a good chunk of other games can do that as well. It's just that for SEGA, and with how they advertise New Genesis, I feel like they just focus entirely on streamers, and you got a bunch of streamers that were famous and had a reputation and stuff play this game, but how many people are still actively play the game after they see their favorite streamer do that? If you are one of them, great. If not, then, well, shit. New players only get the luxury to fully enjoy base PSO2. Global players have that semi-luxury for semi-luxury too for being rushed. Overall, be damn honest, base PSO2 has no value for vets. Well, yeah, not anymore, because the thing is they are not updating the damn thing, and I feel like they should update PSO2 still, but no, they once again dumped everything for New Genesis. If they stick with PSO2, if they update both of them, that gives something for us to do. But if you already thoroughly burn out, or played most of PSO2 and you're playing on New Genesis now, then you're relying on New Genesis for that new content, because PSO2 isn't going to give it to you anymore. I can still get away with it because I haven't fully fleshed out my gameplay with Phantasy Star Online 2. I can still do story, I can still do some endgame quests, but even then, I will get to a point where I can't do jack shit anymore. And then, yeah, the problem is the mission pass. There's so many goddamn differences that bugs me, because once again, Global placed a good chunk of fun stuff into that Global mission pass. And now it's limited to that mission pass that you may not see anymore, because, well, the mission pass is going to be used mostly in New Genesis, and depending on what the items that they have for New Genesis, they might not backtrack with that, so it's dumb. Well, yeah, like, with PSO2 as well, if you had to leave New Genesis out of it, you didn't need to min-max the goddamn equipment because of, actually, what time is it now? Hold up. Anyways, yeah, alright, so, yeah, the thing about PSO2 is that, yeah, it was kind of easy as well. It's just that you needed to get above the skill difficulty. Granted that it depends on what class you were doing and if there was a skill difficulty. But, yeah, you don't need to min-max it. Like, some players were able to get through endgame content without having the best of equipment. So, yeah, there's also that topic as well. Was PSO2 really difficult? I would say no. If you really want difficult things, then PSO2 New Genesis isn't it. But I'll still give PSO2 that credit and due because I had a lot of fun with the game. I'm not going to be betraying PSO2. Now, New Genesis is the different story because it's fucking new, quote unquote. Oh yeah, I knew they'd do that for Rue. But it's just sad that it kind of boils down to them just recycling stuff, and I just want new things. I want something that makes New Genesis just stand above the rest, but at the moment, no, it's not doing that. And with all these other games as well, they will most likely have a chance to shine because, yeah, if they increase the difficulty, that's the thing. And let me go into that because that's something to note. Because society now, games are kind of reflected on societies and wants and demands and all that. And with New Genesis, it kind of leans on that. It reflects on how people are now wanting easier things to get into without having to learn as much. And hey there, Vay, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Only reason to play base PS2 is endless records and titles, both of which historically have had absolute zero meaning during PS2's lifespan anyways. PS2 never had the content to match its gameplay skill ceiling really held it back because Sega was too afraid to hit us with really challenging stuff. I guess it also boils down to the director, because in episode 1, 2, and 3, the grind was real. Well, back in JP. Global was a bit different because they skewed it and they changed it to, help those of Global. But I fondly remember episode 2 and 3, because those were challenges. You had to, challenges, and then there's a fuck ton of randomization and RNG. But yeah, with episode 6, with what happened in episode 4 and 5, that kind of started to toss all that out of the window. Be like, hey, look, we are now making grinding a bit easier. You can get a 13-star weapon now and all that jazz. And I feel like, also guess who's running New Genesis as well. That's certain. Well, actually, did he run No, he didn't run episode 4. But because of that giant change, it just created a disconnect with me, I guess. And once again, it kind of reflects on society nowadays because people are getting more lenient or getting more lazy. And with how things are with, you can also blame COVID as well, but it's just that these things stack upon each other to the point where it just reflects on a lot of things with how people don't want to go to work physically anymore. They want to work at home now. That kind of shows the laziness and the different mentality. The fact that I see kids now doing some really stupid shit at my workplace and ruining their records and ruining any sort of chance to really go beyond the norm. Like running for president, going to the military, just because of the stupid shit that I see. It is sad that games are kind of reflecting that of society nowadays. Not all games are like that, mind you. Not all companies will have that sort of thing, but it's just that some will definitely try to piggyback off of what people want. And is that a good and a bad thing? I don't know. The thing about PSO2 and New Genesis is that it wasn't difficult. Like, you get stuff eventually. If I had to talk about the past, maybe Japanese episode 2 and 3, it was difficult because you can't really get everything right off the bat. You need to farm, and RNG can be on your side or it could be against you. I known a couple people that didn't have the best gear back then because RNG wasn't on their side. They had to use alternative stuff to go through the game. And yeah, I guess they did. I just don't know why they wanted to start dumbing down some stuff, because it made me sad when episode 4 came out and all of the stuff that I worked for, especially getting my austere weapon that required so many goddamn items and with so much farming, got tossed down the drain because, hey, look, here's a free 13-star. All you need to do this collection file. It sucked. But yeah, PSO2 eventually got to the point where you didn't need the best stuff. And it's more on the skills that can help you get past certain obstacles. The equipment was more of a plus thing that can help you complete it at a better time or something. But like Vay says, the game didn't really benefit you as much in terms of you getting these certain titles and records and stuff. It's only for you to flaunt it around and say hey, look, I got this. But other than that, who cares? And the big other thing to note is that this is a PvE game. If there's a bit of PvP, there will be a bit more competition, a bit more activity, a bit more other things as well. But because this is heavy on the PvE side, there's not really a rush to get through all of this. The fact that I still can go through PSO2, even though the game is the game is cut off from life support, just shows you that I'm going at it at my own pace. With Genshin, same dealio. Honkai, same dealio. Any other PvE games, sort of the same dealio. But yeah, that's the thing. They took out the difficulty in games, and I don't feel like that's a good thing. Now, some people could say otherwise because, everyone has their own freedom of speech and everyone wants to say some stuff, but I feel like, especially if you are a hardcore gamer or if you just want a bit of a challenge, you need difficulty because that will force someone to try to go past these boundaries. Dark Souls is a prime example of it because Dark Souls got me to try to get through all these damn things, and it wasn't hard at first, but eventually it started to get hard because I started doing a bunch of New Game Plus back to back, and I started to go crazy with my levels to the point where the enemies can one-shot, two-shot me. Back in Dark Souls 2, when I went crazy with all the leveling and stuff, the mobs can one-shot or two-shot me if I'm not careful. The game was always about going extremely out of your way to challenge yourself and get absolutely zero reward for it. In New Genesis, that option just isn't even there. Yeah, it's not, because they took that out. That bothers me the most because I hate the level cap bullshit that you have to deal with. I could go back on base PSO2, be level 50, fight against an enemy at level 80. That could be a challenge, but that's another problem too with PSO2 and New Genesis. Or maybe some other Phantasy Star games. Maybe. The fact that you have to make it into a challenge. I do not like doing that. The game should automatically do that in some way, shape, and form. But no, we have to do that. There were some issues, difficulties, challenges, like how you, what was it, the Dragon Run, for example? When it was first released, before they nerfed the damn thing. The Dragon Run, from what I heard, was very strict because you can only die in X amount of times. I think it was like 2 or 3 times. If you died more than that, game over. Everyone's, like, you had no chance, no more. But even when they had something like that, they had to dumb it down. With Gigantics, I was confused about why they nerfed Gigantics for New Genesis. Especially when it was already a month in, or 2 months in, and they also tested it in the beta. Like, they nerfed the damn thing to the ground. And I'm like, well, they did some changes, and I think it was a nerf. I don't remember, but it annoyed me that they decided to do that sort of change when they already had this in the beta as well. Okay, so yeah, I feel like the OG Phantasy Stars were just better, especially from stories that a lot of players told me about, like especially from Burst and Universe. Was it Burst? I don't remember, but it sucks that like New Genesis isn't holding to its name. But once again, if you have a high expectation and all that, then it's like a... Especially since SEGA, once again, has years of experience and they should not be doing this sort of thing, but they are. But yeah, once again, this is the last video that I'm gonna do talking about this damn thing. I might do some funny skits here and there about it, like very short videos on it, but other than that, in terms of ranting and bitching, like, I'm too tired to actually make a formal video about it. What is it? I just can't with this. Because all the shit that I'm dealing with in real life is just more stupider than what I'm dealing with in New Genesis. This is like bare bones compared to whatever the fuck I'm dealing with in real life. And I'm just questioning society and humanity now because of the crap. Granted that it's just maybe in my area, or maybe it is on a world level where like kids are just becoming dumber and dumber, and I'm asking, is this the future that I'm seeing? Is this the generations that are supposed to lead us in the future? Not everyone is dumb, but at the same time, right now, I'm seeing so much dumb shit for something really fucking stupid. It's 2021, we need to hack MMO. Vay says, you remember they nerfed Duist... Oh yeah, that too, they did nerf that. In JP, it's interesting they're interested in quick nerfs and not alternate hard modes. I think the only really hard thing that just interests me was the ending of episode 6, but even then, once you get used to it, like, at first, the learning curve for it was kind of there, especially with Saddam. But I think that was the only thing that was difficult. Once I got back into the game, there was nothing that was really difficult about it. Making sure that, you know, you work on your skills and stuff, that's something, but that's on your own time, and that's you working on it. But that wasn't a thing that the game pushed for as heavily. But yeah, the SEGA one definitely was a curb to it. I think Profound Darkness in the past, there was a bit of difficulty for that one. I think. I don't remember. But yeah, SEGA was one of them, the Dragon was one of them. But the fact that they nerfed it just to appeal to the players was like, you know, it took away that sort of challenge. But anyways, yeah, that's... I guess what I will do is just pull a bit, see if I could get the certain cosmetic items I want, and then that's it. I got nothing else to say about this game. That's it in terms of my rants. Once again, I can see the reason why some people will still defend it, but at the same time, it's not for me. I'm not going to try to defend it. Obviously, with the lack of videos and content and stuff, I'm not supporting it anymore, because until they show me change, no more. Like, this is the last time I'm supporting it in terms of AC scratches as well. most likely as the same thing too is that some of the items I already invested in started to build up. But the next question is, will I play any other MMORPG? Not right now. I know that a lot of my pals in the Discord servers are going in Final Fantasy 14, talking about, like, I would definitely like the game if I could give it a shot and all that, but no, I'm not going to do that, because the one thing about me, which, it's not really a bad thing, but I know that I'm going to be getting myself absorbed into it to the point where I will be remembering and trying to do a bunch of stuff and putting it in my brain. Right now, my brain needs a good chunk of space so it can focus on real life and then absorb information for future jobs that I plan to go in and not distract myself. But that could be quote-unquote an excuse. So, yeah. Like, if I do play another MMORPG, I'm not going to announce it as much because it's most likely me just going on to some accounts I already have. Big one that I might revisit would be Dungeon Fighter Online, because I do have an old friend that plays that, and I don't mind checking that account every now and then. I used to play Kingdom Under Fire 2. That one had a unique spin on it because it was RTS and RPG, which I like, but I just couldn't stay in it forever. I think the big thing is that, well, for now, I know that I'm just going to be playing easy single-player games I can save and get out of and just be very chill about it. I will go back to Phantasy Star Online 2, play it every now and then, but yeah. Wait, what is Scarlet's play Roblox? I don't know. It says, you mentioned yesterday that Mission Pass might come back to base PSO2. Can we? Well, no. I don't think, well, they might. I'm not 100% sure on how they're going to work with it. I feel like it's going to be implemented heavily more in New Genesis than that of PSO2. We'll see, because they might revive it for base PSO2 due to the fact that they lost some items behind it, but if Sega really doesn't fucking care, they might not even do that. So, I'm just tossing it out there, but it's most likely going to be with New Genesis more than that of base PSO2. Wait, what do you mean I will carry? But yeah, fuck. And also, let me just show you how dead Ship 2 is. Note that this is in the Japanese time, so, it's not going to be a lot, but there's only one block with a good chunk of players on it. Block 63, that's it. Only block 63. Yeah, so what Rose says is true. Well, excuse me. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. If they were to try to implement it, then yeah. Unless they recycle the mission passes, then that could be a thing, but I'm just tossing it out there. Not 100% confirmed. I'm just saying a bunch of shit. Yeah, I don't blame you. I haven't logged in as thoroughly as well. I've just been grinding in real life instead, but now I'm questioning humanity and all the crap that I have to deal with, which is once again dumb. But that is pretty much it for this stream. I'll see if I can pull a certain item that I want in terms of this scratch. But other than that, that is it. After this scratch, most likely I'll just use whatever new Meseta I have to get the remaining things. The things that I want, I'll show it, is in this dark scratch one. And shut up. And I want the dark version of this outfit, if possible. I don't know about this male outfit. However, if I'm going to get the mask, I'm going to need to have a new suit for Shadow. The mask is the big thing I want to try to get. But other than that, everything else is just whatever. And then the bonus too is whatever as well. If I get it, great. If I get the lobby actions and emotions, great. But yeah, this is pretty much the last thing that I'll do for Sega. Yeah, note that in terms of my YouTube content, I will try to do some new experiments, but I've been busy. Depending on what happens in November, you might see me again doing a bunch of different formulas instead of content for New Genesis, but I don't think I will be doing heavy content in New Genesis. I'll poke fun at it maybe. But other than that, yeah. Like, I'll play PSO2 as well. I still need to get through the story because I haven't finished episode 3, 4, and 5. So I'll get through that. I'll finish some of the goals that I had for PSO2. But once that is done, then I'm kind of stuck with New Genesis. But then even then, I think I'll just be playing some other games instead. I used to play PSO2. Yeah, a lot of us did. Vay says, New Genesis hit me so bad I just uninstalled and gave up. But man, PSO2 gave me so many good times. I think the reason why I'm not letting go of PSO2 is because it did change me. As a person, it gave me exposure to a bunch of different people. I mean, you guys are part of my community and I like you guys. And not only that, some of my best pals that I have from this game are people that I'm still chatting with. Like, I met Scar, Ice, and Rosen through PSO2, Abby, Day, the B6ers from this game, some of the B20ers in this game. Well, some of the ones that I like. But it's just that it's sad that New Genesis doesn't go beyond what I wanted it to be. Maybe, once again, expectations were too high. I was kind of lying to myself. But at the same time, I really did want to see change, but I guess not. Maybe it was also because of the director as well. If it was maybe the episode 1, 2, 2, 3 director, episode 6 director, that could have been a different story. But I feel like the big thing that would have even halt anything groundbreaking, especially in terms of challenges, is how SEGA wants to keep the game casual in a way. And with that sort of go, that would ruin these sort of things. PSO2 had me hooked like a junkie. Yeah, it did that for me too. Man. But yeah, just to show you the certain clip of Nanners talking about my... Did I save it on here? I don't remember if I did or it's in my Discord. Because I did have a clip of Nanners looking at Zill and saying that she liked her design. And I'm proud of that because, one, it's Nanners. I actually saw her stuff before she became a VTuber. Her remix on certain songs was funny, especially with Snoop Dogg's. I think I might need to go back to my Discord and actually see it. But yeah, speaking of Discord, I will have to give Scar some power. Alright, let me pull up my Discord. No, go to the other screen. Alright, so... yes, this one.
Siegfried. Look at this lady! Oh, I like her boob strap. I think straps on boobs.
Oh wait, hold up. Let me also get rid of my camera, because I know I just realized my camera was in the goddamn way. Where is the camera? Video camera goes, boop. Alright.
Siegfried. Look at this lady! Oh, I like her boob strap. I think straps on boobs is a very good look. I love her like entire outfit with the cape. She looks like a vampire queen. Oh, please step on me. I beg of you. Is there a way to... What the hell?
But yeah, that was Nanners. I'll most likely link her stuff in the description because I just showed it. But yeah, she saw my Zill. And I was happy. At the same time, ultimately confused about the stuff that she said, that she was a dominatrix, but I mean, it does give that vibe. Yeah, so she noticed my character. I was not trying to stand out as much. I did not think I would get noticed, but then I got noticed. This was, when was this? It was when Nanius decided to visit and play PSO2. Well, no, excuse me, New Genesis. When was that, actually? That was 3 months ago. So it was whenever Nanius was playing on Global New Genesis. And she went on ship 1. She went to the populated ship. But yeah, that can allow me to die happy. Hizia says, I like how they made the game a super casual, yet at the same time they lost most of its new casual audience. Because you have to... The big thing about games nowadays, you have to stay on point and make sure that you still captivate them. Because if you don't, people will lose interest and they will drop it. A lot of these games don't have that, or they don't have as much content to have them captivated. And I feel like with New Genesis, it doesn't really have that sort of perk yet. Populated. Wait, did I say that wrong? Well, yeah, the thing is too, the game's dying as well. If you, well, some people can argue otherwise. I've seen a couple New Genesis videos where people are like, oh yeah, like, even though it's only 2,000 or something, it's like, it's still okay. And I'm like, I don't know about that compared to the giant numbers that it used to have. So, let me go through this, and then I think I gotta go and get dinner ready. I'll stream again later, but it'll be with a different game. It might be a different game, or I might be doing something else. No promises on the other stream. But yeah, let me just do this last scratch. Oh yeah, another thing that bothers me, why the fuck does it not stack? The fact that you can only get one every day, but only one, irks me. Because it's like, I thought it could stack to 10. And then you could do 10 free scratches. But no. Like, even if you sign in on a different day, they only give you one. So if you miss your one, that is it. It's like, yeah, no. It's dumb. I'm guessing I know who that person is on my characters left. Get your campaign rewards. Psh, do I need to? Some people will say yes to that, draws. I will say that it might shine later on, but until then, I don't know. I'll let you guys decide on that. Has it captivated me as much? Not really. But it's once again because of all the exposures and stuff. Oh, wait, yeah. They still haven't done that. I want a different mag look now. God damn. Whatever. Sega will get to it eventually. Because they have a roadmap. But, yeah. Nah. It kind of sucks, too, that if I want to do giveaways, I have to get premium to do that. But it bothers me. Okay, so... The max I'll go to would be 60, but at the same time, I don't think I'll be going that far. I'll get at least a motion for it. In terms of inventory space, I think I have enough, so let's get through it. Hopefully I get the mask, because the mask is the big one that I want to get. In terms of the outfit, that is something I want to get too. Hairstyles, I guess, maybe. When you're ready for... Oh, I used to play RuneScape a good chunk. That is something to note as well. What Abby said is kind of something, because yeah, we do have AFKers and lobbyers. Mag are and never forget. You'll never forgive them. Yeah, I don't. Do I? I swear, if I get a lot of shiny SS Reds, well, I only got one of them, so I don't think they're trying to persuade me. That's lobby action 758. Okay, so other than that, that was shit. I kind of hate this thing too, because I like pulling one at a time. But no, the game doesn't allow that. Well, no, it does allow the one at a time. It's just that I don't like that fancy animation, because I can immediately tell if this is the thing that I want, or close to the thing that I want, or it's not. Okay, is that the regular outfit, or is that the color one? No, that's... Wait, hold up. Wait, what's the difference between these two? I just realized there's a 2 as well. Okay, I think I got the 1 original one, but what's the difference between that one and the 2? Rare one, the first Sega's trying to bait you. No, after this Sega, you're not getting anything else out of me. Alright, let me make sure that I'm going through this. Yeah, I'll stop at this motion and that's it. Like, no more. I'll save a bit of ACs because if I do a giveaway event, I need premium for that. I swear, I am dumbfounded at how some people in real life are still doing that stupid meme and run. I'm like, why are you doing this? Don't. It hurts me. And then I have a friend of mine. A friend of mine that used to work security with me, and he's now a police officer. He still fucking dabs in 2021. I'm like, why are you fucking dabbing in 2021? Don't dab in 2021. Okay, I got a hairstyle. I got a dye. Bleh. Wait, did I already get a filled up inventory space? No, not yet. It also annoys me that they're still doing this recycling of Oracle as well. I don't want to see this. Get rid of this. Unless Global did not get it, but... Alright, 9 more left, I guess... Oh, I have a lot of EC stuff. Well, once again, I'll use that as my premium once... Actually, we'll do one polls. One polls. I'm not giving everything to Sega. We'll draw this out. Let's see if I even get a rare pull from this. No, wait. Don't use all. Because I need to figure this out. Do I really want to use everything? I don't think so. Because if I'm still using my default stuff, like, I'll still use my default stuff for my PSO2 stuff. Hey, look, the Hitsy joined. Yeah, there's most of the outfits for New Genesis, they're okay, but none of them piques my interest because it doesn't have the same flair that some of the outfits that I have from base PSO2 is. Most of my designs that I have for Zill and Sherelle, they still go beyond that of New Genesis. The only reason why you want a New Genesis outfit is to try to use that finger motion stuff, but even then you could ignore that. Oh yeah, I was supposed to give you something, wasn't I, Hisia? I forgot, I was supposed to give you something. But I never got around to it. I miss having outwear for a start. Oh, that's a tattoo. Ah, I did, didn't I? Was that expensive? I don't remember. And now you're cosplaying as Iffy. And I got one more pull, and I did not get the face mask, which will bother me now because I want it. I could look at the market to see if it's expensive. Did I just get another dupe of that? Yeah, I did get a dupe of that. Alright, so that's kind of a plus side, but let me see how much the this mask is. is 200 mil. I got all Neptunia characters now. Nice. The Ninja Dash. Alright, let's see. How much do you cost over here in Ship 2? It's not that bad. Wait, do I even have money? Do I have any N Meseta? I do. So I could try to... Man, it's dumb that these prices aren't even low anymore. It stacks if I want to try to account lock it. Granted that, do I really need to account lock this? I might want to. Alright, let me stare at some of the items that I did invest in from back then. Let's see how much they cost. If I remember where I placed my stuff. What you could also do is, like, if you still want to play this game later, just invest in some things and then forget about it. Like, log off. I knew one guy in the B20 block that just logged in, bought a bunch of stuff with the Meseta that they earned, logged back to, they logged in, invested in some items, and then they didn't log in again until 6 months later. And then they had a bunch of money. Where did I put all my stuff anyways? Was it premium or was it... I placed certain items somewhere. Yeah, so the stuff that I pulled in PSO2, I don't think it's sellable on New Genesis too. And that kind of annoyed me because it's like, technically, it should be able to, you should be able to sell it despite it being pulled from Phantasy Star Online 2, but no. Alright, so this didn't even go up in price yet. Well, I think it did, like 300,000, but other than that, no. And obviously you don't want to do what I'm doing on stream, which is showcasing what you invest in, because some people might have a bunch of it as well. What did I invest in that was really good? I don't even remember what I did. I need to look at this at my own time. Let me just go to the salon. On Global is so bad that you can buy something, wait 2 weeks, and make 10 times the profit. That is a pro and con sort of thing. It's really good if you invest over there in Global then, but it's really bad if you're new to the game and you want to buy some stuff without paying. It's like, oh shit, this is the price I had to deal with. Great. Yeah, the look that Nanyers was talking about, but in the white one. I still got that. I still got like the A2 Alf look. Then that one. This one, I don't know why I was trying to go with that one. Mercenary, yeah. Girl, and then the notorious outfit that a lot of people like. I'll stick to this one, the butler look. Oh wait, no, hold up, I forgot the damn motion changes, because I do want to see what that Naruto run looks like. Also, I got a new lobby action too. Oh, I see this is Hitsu. Oh wait, that does look like Maria. Oh, I did get the hat. Could try to account lock that. Why do I have this? I don't use cat ears as much. The jetpack can be useful for a Space Marine outfit later. The eye, I only have one of those. I don't know what that body paint is. The tattoo is a plus. In terms of outfits, a lot of male stuff. could account lock these. I do have the first one of this one, which I could try to work with. No, apparently I got Sergeant, so I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get this. What does this lobby actually look like? Are you playing on one character, only on New Genesis more? I had multiple, but it's just getting to the point where... Oh, you're doing the Dead or Alive combo thingy. Yeah, like, collab items too. You guys don't have most of these. Oh god, Sinra and Kagura. That still annoys me because Sinra and Kagura, clothes are supposed to burst off. They should have worked on that. Should have allowed the clothes to actually like burst off and then censor you, your assets. I don't think you guys got the Lawson one, but obviously this is a reference to Japanese markets. You can definitely stick your butt out with it too. And then you don't have the beatless one as well. Monster Hunter. Did you guys get the Monster Hunter collab? I think if I do the male one for this one, it's like... No, that's Persona, my bad. The male one for this is when you stab into the ground. Alright, trying to remember where the damn, what's the new lobby action? I don't like how they set this up. 3 pose. No, those are poses. Looming Terror. Okay, you didn't get that collab. Air quotes. Man, what was that new lobby action? Dance 62. Oh, Now my question is Dance 62 finger related? Wait a second, did I already get this? Oh wait, no, it's new. It's different from whatever the motion dance I have. What's Dance 62 with? Okay, yeah, I'm confusing that dance with the motion one that I decided to buy back then. If I can find it. Or via Performance 12. Via Performance 12 is... The male one, I think it uses the mic. There we go. Yeah, I don't think I'll get Zell into the New Genesis look. If I get the right stuff to try to pull it off, maybe, but it's so annoying for me to use the New Genesis what is it, face. Global got like no class beside the really obvious one like Persona, Vocaloid, etc. Alright, so let me actually show you, like before I end this stream, let me show you guys, let me also swap my screen because I have to log in again. Let me log back in with Lauren. Now, Lauren was my test character in terms of getting a new Genesis sort of look. And I think I did fine with it, but at the same time, still not happy with it. And it's annoying that I still have to log in every time I swap characters. Like, can't they just, like, you know, have it like it was back then? But nope. Alright, so. All of my characters, most of my characters are not using the new Genesis stuff. In terms of their face. Jamie's a different story because I guess I wanted to toy around with it, especially with a male into a female, but even then I'm still using the old PSO2 face. The only two that I toyed around with is Undergirl, but I still need to work on her. She looks bad, so I need to figure out like what I can do with her. Lauren Hook is the one that I work with the most. but I'm still a bit unhappy with it. I don't know, looking at it from afar, it just throws me off. Rant stream. It died down because, like, I already talked about most of it in the very beginning. Now I'm just bitching. Yes. Streaming. Okay. Let me go over here. Well, I have to end soon because I gotta eat. Yeah, so in terms of her face, it looks fine. But at the same time, once again, when I'm looking at it from afar, it kind of bothers me. In terms of eyes, I think I went with that one because it just kind of popped. I could go with some generic ones. The missing one looks something. It's all fine. Once again, you guys do whatever. I didn't get a lot of the different hairstyles as well. The snippet face? Snip face? Is that what it's called? Like, I wish... Oh! It's a skirt... I guess it's that one, yeah. That's what I was using. I was trying to use this base face T2, but it annoyed me as well, because... Well, you really had to work with it, but not only that, it just doesn't give me the certain look. And it's just that, like, all the other PSO2 faces just... There's a good chunk of diversity. You could go with the anime sort of look, but then you can also try to go in between the anime and realistic. And then there's also the baby face one, which I only use for certain characters, I think. But yeah, I wish there was more face variants for New Genesis. It's really hard for me to get a certain look that I want with the new face. Could be because I would need to redesign it in a very certain way. But I still try to keep some realism to it. It's just hard for me to do that with the variants. Maybe it's just me saying shit. Maybe it's that. What was I gonna do with you though? Let me edit the motions. Wait, what did I do with that one? Okay, you were that one? Yeah, you were that one. And in terms of move... That is really retarded. I don't know why I even got that one. Let's keep the standard arch back. What's the difference? Wait, what the hell? I guess I could see what that one looks like. Land. I don't mind that one. But yeah, it's like, they gotta rely on this damn shit to try to get money. You're supposed to use your arms, not just like do that. I wonder what that looks like with my shark outfit. I need to test that out. I don't think they will add more default face choices. Oh dang, you made a purple heart. Wait, how did you get all this money, Hitsy, to get all this stuff over here in JP, or did you already have it over here in JP? I feel like maybe I should have got that motion. Actually, who would use that for my character? I think my Lolly and my Midget would be fine with that one. I can see if I could try to buy it with new Meseta. Well, yeah, it's because of the director or their goals or mission, and it's dumb that it kind of boiled down to that, because they just made it casual, friendly. But anyways, that is pretty much it for this stream. Once again, last video talking about New Genesis. You'll see me play Phantasy Star Online 2, but the big thing is I will be trying to change my channel stuff. For now, you're not gonna see as many videos because I'm still dealing with shit. I will say that this season, especially with what I had to deal with in my amusement park, it is not fun on the security side. So, I got some projects that I'm still working on and I still need to edit. And in terms of the fashion thing, the reason why I didn't even do that one is because I had to give some money to a friend of mine since he was in a dire situation. So I kind of donated to him, and I'm trying to try to get the money that I spent for him. So yeah, other than that, just trying to figure out what I really want to do in terms of life. So that could be its own different ranting story. And you got 630. Well, shit. That's still a thing over here. And not only that, I think you still need to use a fucking VPN to get into JP, which is dumb. Now, I'm not gonna go into another MMORPG because once again, I need to focus on all these other things in real life. And I need the memory space for that, because if I get into another game, I will try to get way into it. I know that's one of my strength weaknesses. Once again, it could be an excuse, but the thing is, I need to focus on learning about other things other than video games. So yeah, I need to look into some other career choices, look into doing some programming, and going back to some projects that I still have. So until I kind of free up my time, or maybe when I'm not doing anything as much in terms of real life or like anything in general, I might hop into an MMORPG, but at the same time, I feel like I will most likely try out any newer MMORPG compared to that of Fantasy 14. Think the one that I know, think the two that I would try would most likely be the Blue Protocol and then Elden Ring. Those two caught my interest. I still need to react to Elden Ring. But other than that, I'll most likely revisit some of my older MMORPGs that I haven't touched because I have an account there that I can go in and out of. There's one that I might revisit just because of a particular friend that plays it often, which is Dungeon Fighter Online. But with New Genesis, it's gonna be an on and off thing. You're not gonna see video streams for it. If I do make a video, it's gonna be a short, poking fun parody video on it. You will see Phantasy Star Online 2, but it will get to a point where I can't even do Phantasy Online 2 stuff. But yeah, I also need to do stuff in terms of the dancing field. I have a bunch of videos, it's just that it's a pain for me to upload stuff from my phone into my PC because there's something wrong with my phone ports, and I can't import it easily. And I do want to try to keep the quality, so yeah, there's that. Anyways, that is it for this stream, though. Wow, you are swapping between all your different characters and show play. Well, that one actually looks like a nice cosplay of Izumi. We do live in a society. It's a throwback every now and then. I need to find my gun slash still. I don't know where my OG preferred gun slash is. I have it somewhere in my storage. But yeah, that is that is it. I'll see what new streams I could try to come up with as well. There were a couple that I wanted to do before I started working. I might revisit those themes and ideas later. But for now, that is it. Thank you guys for sticking with me, listening to me. Once again, last video talking about this shit because I got other crap to deal with. This is just small compared to the bullshit that I had to deal with in real life, and I don't want to even talk about that until I am 100% certain I'm not going back to that certain department in the field of work. So that's its own separate video. Anyways, that is it. Thank you guys. Peace. Yes, I do have food waiting for me.